My series journey to Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom is coming to a close, as right now we will be talking about Jurassic World, and tonight I will be seeing Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. I'm very curious about this one because it's been getting such mixed reviews, but the first one got mixed reviews as well, and I kind of love that movie, so I don't really know what to expect, if this is going to be the one that finally pushes me over the edge of like, no, this is too far, or if I'm going to be one of those people that's like, no, this is still awesome popcorn type cinema. Before I dive into my thoughts on this movie, go ahead and tell me your thoughts on Jurassic World down below in the comment section. This is an interesting one because this movie made so much money, set so many box office records and all kinds of stuff like that, but it's also not a beloved movie. There's people that enjoyed it as a popcorn movie, but there's a lot of people that just think it's an absolutely abysmal, stupid film. So it's an interesting little place amongst those kind of top tier box office earners, the category that it is in. So as we dive into this is going to be a different type of review for me. I'm not going to review this the way I normally talk about movies, because for me, this is my quintessential Taco Bell movie. If you've been around my channel any amount of time, you've heard me use this phrase, Taco Bell movies. These are movies that are entertainment junk food. They are cinematic junk food. And we all have different fast food places that we like to go to, and we know it's not good. We know it's not good for us. The service is bad. There's all sorts of things that, logically speaking, is not good. It's not great, but we still love it. For me, my family, every single Sunday after church, we go to the local Taco Bell. I order 3 tacos, come home, and my tacos are soggy. They're always soggy and a little bit cold, and I still eat them and order them every single week. That is our junk food that we love, even though it's indefensibly bad. And there's just certain movies that we enjoy. We love. Some people call them guilty pleasure movies. I don't feel guilty about the movies that I enjoy. I don't feel guilty about eating Taco Bell. But sometimes we just have these junk food movies that we enjoy. Jurassic World is one of those movies for me. And as I kind of started my channel, it was one of those movies I was thinking about in the conversations I was having with people, trying to create the language of how I talk about movies. I thought, Jurassic World, that's a lot like the way I eat Taco Bell. I can't defend it. Sometimes it's gross, nasty, and all that fun stuff, but I still love it. So I'll talk about it a little bit differently. And see, here's the thing about this movie as I kind of start talking about it itself. It is not a movie that is well conceived at all. It's a movie that's messy in the number of plots, the way it's plotted, the way the ingredients kind of fall together, everything happens. It doesn't need to be nearly as clunky it is, because you could just say they started a Jurassic Park and it's now a populated place that fell apart, and therefore everyone's trying to get off the island. They're trying to stop the dinosaurs from eating people. That would have worked. And that's 1/3 of what this movie is. They could have said it's a movie about them genetically engineering the dinosaurs as they're trying to invent new types of things and new species, as scientists keep not knowing how to say no, and tying into some of the themes of the first movie and these sorts of ideas that they wanted to see if they could. They never stopped to think if they should. You can make that what Jurassic World was all about. That's 1/3 of what this movie is about, and making the Indominus Rex. And then there's this other third of the movie about how the military wants to weaponize dinosaurs and take these extinct creatures and send them off into the war zone and fight battles for us. And that's 1/3 of this movie. I don't know that this is a good plot in any stretch of the imagination, because the idea of out-of-control dinosaurs trying to control out-of-control dinosaurs doesn't really make sense in any sort of sense in the 21st century, when you can have drones and missiles and things like that. Why would you let loose velociraptors into a population? Not a great idea. But so instead of just picking one of these first 2, or maybe go wacky with number 3, they do all 3 of them. And so there's, in certain senses, way too many plot lines going on in this movie that are just kind of silly, because it just to squeeze all of this into it, it has to kind of be a little bit just over the top, tonally very far detached from the first, really all of the original movies, especially the first movie, and especially the first 2 Steven Spielberg ones. The third one had the Allen dinosaur velociraptor dream sequence thing. And that's where this movie gets interesting to me, because I feel on paper, if I read this, I'd be like, this is a disgrace. This movie should not exist. This is embarrassing that they would create a movie like this. But I still enjoyed it. And that's what makes this movie interesting. There's so many bad things about it. Even the way it plots out, the story is told is clunky. It doesn't quite fit right as you're going through the movie and dinosaurs are being let loose on an island populated with people. And it just shrugs over the fact that, Dallas Bryce Howard is like, we would lose so much money if we evacuate everyone. Yeah, but there's a dinosaur loose on the island. Like, is she going to go to the jail? Is that the start of Fallen Kingdom, that she's in jail for causing all these deaths because she didn't evacuate the island when she knew there was a dinosaur on the loose? Like, it just ignores really important things like that. She is a horrible human being because of what they did with her. Or there's even little things in the movie, like during the part where the flying dinosaurs are eating all the people, and then the heroes kind of run out and they start shooting them down. One of them, flying guys, tackles Chris Pratt to the ground, and Dallas Bryce Howard shoots it off of him. She saves the day, and then jump forward. I mean, just less than 5 minutes later in the movie, they're driving down the road in a vehicle, and kind of out of nowhere, gates fly open, another one flies in, and they're trying to escape. And the little teenage boys are like, never leave us. We're going to stay right with you. And Dallas Bryce Howard's like, well, I'd never leave you. I'm going to keep you safe. And they're like, no, we don't mean you. We mean him. We mean him. And in the context of the movie, it makes sense. It's like a cheap joke that they throw in there to make people laugh. But it makes no sense in light of the fact that just 2-3 minutes earlier, she was the one saving his life. Like, that sort of lapses in logic are throughout the entire movie, or little moments like in the final battle where velociraptors start getting killed by the T-Rex. We've been designed to emotionally care about these velociraptors. They've been demonstrated to be Chris Pratt's pets that he's been living with, training, and everything like this. And 3 of them die, and the movie just it ignores it. Like, there's no emotional impact to the fact that his dinosaurs are dying because they're not blue. Things like that's bad logic. So if you are one of the people that hate this movie, and some of you are, and I've had this conversation with some of you, and you try and describe it like there's no logic in the movie. Yeah, you're right. The movie is just awful. Like, it's just so stupid. It is so far down this path of absurdity and the ideas of let's both have the island after everything that happened in Jurassic Park, but for some reason the island park still exists, and then they're manufacturing dinosaurs because people got bored looking at dinosaurs. Like, we still have SeaWorld, we still have the zoo, people still go to those. So even the basic logic in it of people are like so bored with just normal dinosaurs, we need a new one. Like, it's an absurd concept just in light of actual human experience that people are still going to see. People are still going to SeaWorld, even though there's people protesting outside, and they have been for 5 years. Every time I've been to SeaWorld with my kids, there's people standing outside with signs because people still like to go see animals. So basic concepts of this movie make no sense. And then you get to militarized velociraptor plot. Like, it's stupid. It's a dumb plot line for a movie. And if you want to convince me the movie's awful, you convinced me. I'm already convinced. You don't have to tell me anything. There's no more things you need to say to me to make me go, oh yeah, it's dumb. Oh yeah, it makes no sense. The logic doesn't work. They undercut the drama of moments by throwing jokes into it, and all that's true. But I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. I have a blast every single time I watch this movie. It's just it's entertainment. It's just pure, raw entertainment for me that we could put on almost every single week, and I wouldn't get bored watching this movie. And why is that? Well, because it's like junk food. What's junk food? Take a bunch of starchy carbs, pour a bunch of sweet sauces on top of it or whatever they do, or get tacos and it's nice greasy, and then I put up fire sauce. Whatever your fast food of choice is, there's a whole bunch of things on it that are just really nice, sweet, or tasty to the taste palate immediately that you just enjoy ingesting it, even though it's not good. You know that. But it's soaked in so much grease and butter, fat, all that fun stuff that it's delicious to eat, no matter how awful it truly is. And that's kind of this movie. Because if you propose the movie based off the actual premise of it, I'd be like, that sounds awful. That's a terrible idea. And that was some of the rumors circulating. They're genetically engineering dinosaurs for military use. What? And then I see the movie, and as it plays out, well, they got Star-Lord. And we'll have Star-Lord, and he's training raptors. And there's a sequence where he's riding on a motorcycle with raptors running around him. You've caught my attention. Star-Lord? has a pack of velociraptors that he hunts dinosaurs with. Oh yeah, and then the third act of the movie, what's going to happen is that Star-Lord teams up with some velociraptors to battle a genetically engineered super dinosaur. And when they start losing, they team up with a T-Rex, the T-Rex from the original Jurassic Park, and they have an all-out battle. You have my attention. You had me at Chris Pratt riding a motorcycle with velociraptors. I'm all in. And it's just that sort of thing. Like, it's absurd. It is sci-fi level of like, oh, what if this happened? Those types of ideas, except with a big budget and with A-list talent. And so who's our absurd military guy? Incredibly talented actor, Vincent D'Onofrio. That's our military guy. So even though the character is just paper thin, no depth here, it's still so much fun to watch Chris Pratt spar against Vincent D'Onofrio, his crazy military man that wants velociraptors running around with cameras on their heads. This sounds amazing. I mean, maybe if there were lasers and missiles on the backs of the velociraptors, we could up it to that next level. But there's just something so stupid about this movie that makes it so much fun. Whether you're talking about the first act of the movie that's just, hey, it's fun to see Jurassic Park, SeaWorld with dinosaurs. There's something about that that's just enjoyable to see. From there, as you start to watch everything fall apart, there's something enjoyable about watching movies where our hero character keeps telling everyone they're wrong. And so then we get this sense of like, yeah, he's right. And then at the end of the movie, he gets to save the day. There's something like cheap thrills that come from having a hero that's always on the right side of everything and gets to do cool things like ride a motorcycle with velociraptors and then battle a monster dinosaur with velociraptors and a T-Rex. There's something very enjoyable about that arc of the guy that stands up to everyone. Everyone's stupid and they're proven to be stupid. They're proven to be wrong. And he's victorious in the end, even though the island is destroyed. There's something about that that's satisfying. And you just go through the movie. It has all the carnage that you dreamed of as they talked about the original Jurassic Park. Like, what if there was a park full of dinosaurs and then it went cuckoo? That's what this movie gives us. Is it good? No. Is it defensible? No. Is it delicious? It is, in fact, delicious. So like I said, this review is quite different from my normal reviews in that I don't even know how, at this moment after, especially with this movie's reputation, we've all seen it. We know what we're talking about. I'm not going to try and do deep analysis of this movie. You know what it is. It's a blockbuster that just tries to throw all the entertainment up on the screen that you can. You have cardboard characters of the stupid, absurd businesswoman that is only thinking about the dollar and not thinking about her family members until she has to switch. It's so singular in its path. It's such like she's dumb and then the switch goes off and then she's good. And so we root for her. It's all so simplistic that there's no way to properly evaluate this movie. There's no way even to categorize it because it's the type of movie that you just either it works for you or it doesn't. Like my soggy tacos I eat every single Sunday. There's no way to review those and explain why I keep ordering them. But I do. And that's this movie for you. So I'm not going to even try and give it a score. Entertainment level, it's like an 8.5 for me. I can say that. Entertainment level, like 8.5. Letter grade, I just don't know. I've been thinking about it for a week. I couldn't come up with anything that makes sense. Because if movies are supposed to entertain, it does that. So I got to go thumbs up. So it's at least a B-. But then rewatching it, it's so dumb. Is it too dumb that I have to stick at that B- or do I go up from there? I'm not really sure. It's somewhere in the B's. We'll say that. Somewhere in the B's, 8.5. That's my take on this movie. It is the Taco Bell movie that I like quite a bit. And my wife loves to put on all the time. And that's why she actually is going to go see Fallen Kingdom with me. We're going with some other people at Alamo Drafthouse. It'll be a ton of fun tonight. And I keep saying tonight, I'm filming this yesterday, so it's really not tonight that I'm seeing this movie, but tonight as of when the video comes out. Anyway, this is a little bit different. This is a little bit more freeform than a lot of my other content. It gets fun to be able to just kind of ramble a little bit and talk about things the way I would if I was talking to you, if you were just right here with me, which is really what I want to do. I want to talk movies with you wonderful people. So join me down in the comment section. Do you love it? Do you hate it? Is it too dumb for you? Where's the line? Maybe that's the question. Where's the line of dumb for you when it comes to these stories? Like, what if you hate this movie because it got too dumb? Where did it cross the line? That's what I would want to know. I'm wondering if, for me, this new one, it's going to have that line and it's going to cross it for me. I'm like, nope, that's too far. I checked out because I was too stupid. I have no idea where my line is going to be. Anyway, if you're new to my channel, please consider clicking that subscribe button to do movie reviews, TV reviews, ranking videos. But the key thing is I don't want to just talk about movies. I want to talk about movies with you. I do read the comments. I do try to comment back to as many of them as is possible. And if you've already subscribed, consider ringing that bell so you get notifications as soon as my new videos drop. I do appreciate it that you guys would take the time to watch my videos. Click that like button and want to chat with movies with me. It means the world to me. And as always, thank you for watching.